All right, everyone, can you get your attention, please?
Hi, my name is Hugo, otherwise known as Phantom Blur, and I am a former TCG organizer, FGC organizer, and I'm right now mainly one of the major TOs for Beyblade X in the Chicagoland area. So when I first started getting into Beyblade, it was actually during the Classic Gen, but it was strictly through like the video games, maybe the TV shows, and I got like one Beyblade from the Classic Gen, and like I don't even remember the name of it. It was one of those sports that got very trendy for a lot of playgrounds as young kids, like early 2010s. Me playing with my friends, playgrounds, Metal Fight was really my favorite era, and that's where I really grew into it. And then when I got back in, obviously I flew back into X, for like, I think less than a year ago. It was really the big appeal. And my friends got me into it with like, oh, you should try out Beyblade, it's really cool, it's with metal stuff. So I bought one Beyblade on a whim, and I started like, okay, let me buy another one. And every chance at Target, every chance at Walmart, you got another one. And then I think my favorite event was, the closest thing to competing was a Toys R Us event. And I think that was like the more funnest aspect I had with it. I bought one Beyblade, and then next thing you know, I bought another one, and it's like, and just kept going on there for that point. That's what got people into it. Like, oh, I was already into TCGs at this point. That was like my big way of getting into like esports and some type of competitiveness. And I think Beyblade X was just a really good format to transition that type of like likeness for hobbies. I think a lot of it was just these tops can hit a lot harder and faster, where it felt like a lot more of a spectacle type of sport, and it was taken a lot more seriously. Mind you, also had this was a hobby I had adult money this time. Let's be quite honest. I was fully ready to just play the game like everyone else, jump into tournaments, and not really worry about anything. But I was really unhappy on how some of the stores were managing their event, because I felt like certain formations where people were trying to, it was nothing but like figuring out what was working for Beyblade X, what didn't work. And I think I had previous experience running like TCGs. I worked at a card shop. I used to work at the fighting community with Smash Bros and everything. And I saw Beyblade, and I kind of like did the math a little bit, and I felt like I could do it. Why not? I didn't fully see it as like a responsibility at first, but once I started taking like a couple more attempts at making events like this, I saw it as like, okay, if no one's gonna do it right, let me try it. Let me take a crack at it. The funny thing is, I still think this is a hobby. I think I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't a hobby. I have to really enjoy it. It did become something more when I saw a lot more of the community. I was interacting with a lot more people. I was seeing a whole lot of the community at such a fast rate, and I was seeing potential where like people wanted this game to grow bigger, and they were talking the same memories as I did of growing up. And I felt like this is so obscure where it's like it's a very popular game, but like there's nothing kind of getting the ball rolling, because the company wasn't going to be doing that, unfortunately. So my first time running events, it was chaos. I was expecting like 10 to 15 people. I had like 30 people show up. I had no assigned judges. I had no assigned tables. I had like one stadium on me, and it's like I had to borrow everyone's like 8 other friends. Or not me, I had like 6 stadiums, and like I was unsure of how to make it work. It was definitely bigger than a bit more than I could chew. Figure out a structure. Know exactly like how certain tournaments are going to run for like the first half, like say how many judges do you actually need, and who can you trust to work to basically keep it going, because there's an aspect that I think is not talked about enough, like saying needing a judge count, having the proper spacing for what to do if people are not playing, and how do people want to observe each match. There's some minor aspects that's not talked about immediately. Don't be afraid to start small. I think not everyone is lucky as I am when they want to start their own event and get like a huge horde of people. Especially with more locals, it's going to get more, the pie is going to get cut so often and so little thin sometimes. At the end of the day, this is a game of tops, and I think one of the best memories people have is just having a good moment with friends, and it's like, just keep it that way for now, and it's like, let it grow naturally. Take notes and just learn how to market events, learn how to see what makes an event good outside of just trying to get people to show up, learn how to draw people in, and then learn how to keep them. As much as I like to take a lot of the credit for my events, I would not be able to do what I got to do without a lot of the people helping me out. Like a good example, I think like my go-to people is their names are Alfredo, Kicker, MGB, CPR, Requiem God. Those are your names if they hear them. They and a lot of my judges that I work with, they help me run events. They help me judge a lot of other for my tournaments. I help them in events as well. And they're also vendors. They give me feedback of whether or not it's like, hey, does this rule change work well? Does it not? How does this run for a tournament? It helps bounce feedback on how we run it. And some of them are other GOs as well, and we like to bounce back and help each other out on what works and what helps an event prosper. The 1K tournament did not feel real to me. A lot of people had my doubts on if we could reach 80. The store I worked with was like, we were hoping to get 80. I couldn't blame them. It's like, they don't know too much on the game. And it's like, I'm taking the reins of it. So the fact that we were able to hit that number with a lot of old and new players is really spectacular to me. And I was very much speechless, but it was also a threshold. I'm like, can I still do this? Because we're getting bigger and bigger. If I'm overwhelmed, I think I kind of take that as like a sense of pride, because of like, it gives me something new to do and challenge to overcome. Where when I first started the events, all right, think of a new formula. All right, that formula is working now, but it has a threshold. We're starting to pass that threshold, so I gotta like restructure again and see what can work for a larger crowd. And I'm always changing after every single event, taking a ton of feedback, and always trying to be better than the last event. So for a player, I'm definitely still going to be going to as many events as I can. I think the community is constantly growing. This is one of the few games where it has so much potential, where we have a lot of players now, but I think there's so much more that still are trying to join into the game as well. And it's unanimously seen as like such a positive community. As a tournament organizer, I want to at least host as big of an event as I can and keep getting bigger and just seeing what's the number that I can go for. Mind you, I don't want to go too much and have it like self-sabotage, but I definitely think I can do better with what I have now and improve forward. I still think I have the sky's the limit for me right now. At the end of the day, you don't need to like fuss over the numbers on how, if you got like X amount of people for a tournament, or, oh, it's a failure or success for your event. At the end of the day, this is a game about tops. As long as you're having fun with your friends and making those memories, I think that's all that really matters. Because like, this is a fun game for everyone, and everyone just wants to have a good time. Whenever I broke past the 60 threshold, that was a really special number for me, just because I felt like that was like the real number of like, this is a ginormous crowd. And I think like when we're breaking record after record, I just felt like, is this really happening? The spectacle of this game is just jaw-dropping. I guess a good way to describe what feeling like X is being like at a soccer field. Like you see just a bunch of crowd being super riled up, but it's like a game where every player is a part of the soccer team, but regardless of what team they're on, they're all hyped up to play, ready to take the win. And you get to just, as a TO, I usually don't play as much, or sometimes I do, but when I'm not playing, I just take it all in. It's like, oh, people are here to win. Like you see determination in their eyes. You see a lot of heartbreak if they lose, but then you see a lot of joys if they get that one win, or like that underdog scene you always see in the movies. It's like goosebumps just watching. So it's like it's very infectious. I feel grateful. Like I really, really do. I take a lot of pride in just providing a space for a lot of people, because I think like that's the one thing why I do it is I didn't always have that space when I was a kid playing Beyblade, and it wasn't that great. And the fact that I can cultivate that's why I did tournaments at FGC, TCGs. I have that experience, and the fact that I can provide that for other people makes it all worthwhile. Yeah, just want to give a shout out to everyone in the Midwest Beyblade Club and the Beyblade USA pages. Y'all know who you are. Big shout out to all my judges. I appreciate you guys a lot. Anyone on my team, I could not do anything what I do without you guys. You guys are amazing, and I hope we do more events later. For anyone for wanting to see my page, I have a TikTok of Phantom Blur, same thing as well. That's really where I'm going to announce most of my tournaments. And a big shout out to Top Gun Collectibles for providing a lot of our spaces.
Everyone, get a huge round of applause for your TO, Hugo!
Hey, this is Ryan from Anti-Wizard Wizard Club. Thank you so much for watching my interview with Hugo today. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about what you saw, if there's any questions I missed, or if you want to see this type of content again in the future. While you're down there, hit the like if you liked the video, and subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more Beyblade X content in your feed very soon. Again, my name is Ryan, and thanks for watching. Welcome to the club.